All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Meet Us in the Ring podcast. Today, we are going to be talking about some hot takes that we have. They may be controversial, they may not. We'll see. But as you can see, we have some special guests here today. As always, I'm Mary the Heel. I will let everybody else introduce themselves, put their socials. Let's get it.
Y'all already know what it is. Bianca Belair all day. A-Town down. Acknowledge the head of the table. You already know what it is. You know how we do this. This guy behind me, he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. He sucks. I'm not a flip-flopper because I was never a Cody fan. I'm a fan of whoever can beat Roman, and he couldn't do it. So, anyway, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's get some stuff in the comments. Go ahead, Phil.
What's going on, guys? It's Phil here. Thanks again to the Triple Threat Pod for inviting me over here. I feel like an honorary member at this point, so...
Did you just say Triple Threat Pod?
This is Meet Us in the Ring, Phil.
Meet Us in the Ring. See? That's my first botch on this thing. That's my first botch here.
Botchamania. Oh my goodness.
Meet Us in the Ring.
We forgive you, Phil. We forgive you. We forgive you.
I feel like I remember regardless at this point. Like, this is great having you guys. Axel, shut your mouth. We know I messed up. Listen, thank you guys so much again for having me on. It's always a pleasure having this discussion with all you guys. It's going to be fun. It's going to be hot and heavy when it comes to this, so let's get it going. Follow me on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at @PhillyMatt_. Let's go.
Help Phil get 25K.
I'm doing a giveaway over on my TikTok. So go do that
I'll do it when he gets our name right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's oh my god. All right.
Yeah.
And of course, I need no introduction, but since I was asked to give one, I am Petty, aka PettyEndo89, the TikTok Wrestling Federation champion, by the way. You can follow me at PettyEndo89. I'm the old school guy, and I can't stand Roman, so me and Axel are going to be on the opposite sides of the table. Put that damn finger down. And
I can't believe Petty and I are actually on the same side.
Solo!
It's kind of crazy.
Isn't it funny how that works?
Alright, what's going on, guys? I almost said my actual name. At IZPersephone on TikTok and Twitch. All my social media links are in the link tree in my TikTok bio. Follow Meet Us in the Ring on Instagram, Twitter. Subscribe to the podcast. All the Meet Us in the Ring links are, I think, in the description of this channel, and they're also on my link tree in my TikTok bio. So, I'm ready. Let's have a go.
All right. Well, we'll just go in order of how we are right now, but I will go last. So, Axel, we will start with you. Give us your first hot take.
It's going to be so bad.
This is going to be terrible.
Now, we all know Roman Reigns is about to hit 1,000 days, right?
Here we go.
It's inevitable. You know, he's like Thanos at this point, you know? But this ain't a movie, so, you know.
Can I snap him away?
You wish you could, but you're not Tony Stark, you know? But when he hits that 1,000 days, whether you like it or not, Roman Reigns arguably will have a say to be top 10 all time. And the main reason I say that as well is I don't see him losing the title. I see him having that bitch at WrestleMania 40. Whether y'all like it or not.
I don't necessarily know if that's much of a hot take as much as it's just kind of a fact. I don't like him, but I'll agree with that.
I just don't know if, in my soul, I can put him in top 10, even with 1,000 days, because that's just a number to me. Like, Bruno Sammartino is the longest ever. Does anyone count him in the top 10?
You'll be surprised.
No.
Yeah.
No. Don't lie to yourself.
No. Well, Petty said no, so I'll take his word for it.
Thank you. I'm old school.
That's what I'm saying. If you say it, then never mind.
So then the days to me don't matter. Don't make you the great, top 10 greatest.
It's more than that too. But you know, the 1,000 days will make it. It's just that the bloodline. I mean, they've have chances to go over a lot of. I hate to say this, but they're almost over the Shield. Depending on how long this storyline goes, and if it does go the way everybody thinks, with the Usos being the reason they could even go over Evolution, bro. Their storyline and everything has carried the WWE. There's a reason he still has the title. So it's more than the days. It's everything. Like, yes, I've been the one that says, 3 years, but blah blah. But what he's done in this 3 years, you can't deny it. You really can't.
It's pretty undeniable.
And whether you hate him or not, he's entertaining as hell.
I mean,
They're definitely. Go ahead. Go ahead, Phil.
The matches, the storylines, and everything, when it came to everything of the Bloodline story, they have been top notch. Like, it's not really all that disputable to even think that.
But like, is
Roman
top 10 all time? I just don't see that yet.
You said Roman's is very interesting. Is Roman the most interesting one, or is it Sammy, KO, and the Usos that are more interesting? Roman's not doing. I don't give a damn. I care about Sammy and KO. Riddle coming into the storyline gives me more serotonin than interest in Roman. There's nothing.
Sammy definitely revived everything when it came to that Bloodline story.
It did.
There's
but
not much.
He still has to make it work though, because remember, this all started with him naturally, like in Jay.
Yeah.
So
Jay got manipulated inside the Hell in a
Cell. And I've always been the one to say, oh, he can't do this. He can't. I can't really say his 5 moves of doom when I have John Cena as the greatest of all time. So I can't really be a hypocrite. I really can't. What he does, his move, it works.
John
There's times where you really think he's gonna lose, and he does that. It just,
I've been wrong since WrestleMania 38. Seeing on when he loses or not, so who knows? Like,
I would put him in the category of top 10 heels.
Oh, for sure.
Top 10 heels, yeah.
But I don't know if just overall.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, WWE top 10. I mean, I guess I can somewhat see that. There have been videos where it's like, oh, top 5. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, top five is crazy. I even made the video. I was like, this is why I was against y'all, because top 5 is crazy.
Top 10 though. At this point, even though I stand on the fact that Roman Reigns' run, and which I will talk about in my hot take, has been incredibly forced. Probably the most pushed, forced.
100%.
I mean, not pushed, like forced it. Like they have forced this man to us for the last 3, actually really his whole career going back to the Shield.
Yeah, it was
really the last 10 years,
Yeah, literally.
But I don't know if I can argue top 10 at this point, sadly.
Okay, well, we're a little divided. Phil,
not even y'all all against me. What you mean? See, a hot take. You see, like I'm by myself.
Oh, you really gonna be when I get mine? Go ahead, Phil.
So you're not.
What's your first one?
Well, this one has to do with everything when it comes to like the whole 16-time world champion record.
The imaginary
John Cena, Ric Flair, and everything like that. I don't think it should be Cena that beats it. I really don't. To me, it's always been Randy Orton. Randy Orton always has to be the one in order to beat it.
It's gonna be Charlotte.
I love Cena and everything that he does. I mean, he's always tied it and already tied it with everything, because I think it was the Rumble that he beat AJ Styles to tie it. But to me, it's Randy Orton that should break that record. Even if he can. I mean, we don't know where he is right now with injuries and everything.
Let's be honest. We all want that. But once Charlotte came into we should have known.
Yeah.
Why would that man let anybody but his? Why would that man let Ric Flair? Why would he let anybody but his daughter break that record? Come on, maybe before. Like if she never came into the fray, I would say Randy is a good option, because he was the understudy. But once Charlotte came into the picture, it's like, and technically she kind of already almost did, because they just don't count the NXT Women's Championship, which is it's a little bullshit. But
it's very bullshit.
Anything, I think that would be,
because I think that's 2 reigns. I think that would make her. I think that would make her 16, right?
Yeah, but I agree with
like
that.
I get it, but then Rhea Ripley is a Grand Slam because she's won all the titles, including the Women's NXT Championship. So, but whatever.
Do they count? Do they count Charlotte's Divas title in the mix, or do they not count that?
I don't think they do.
Now that should be counted.
You see, and that would be 17.
Yeah.
So technically she's
already did.
Well,
18-time champion.
But I guess they don't count the Divas because the Divas turned into the Raw women. So however they see that.
I mean, technically Ric Flair, if you put it all together, has more than 16, because
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that 16 really goes between WCW and NWA, but
Yep.
he was a
Yeah.
2-time WWE champion too.
It's just that they have the world heavyweight title, so they count wherever
Yeah.
that title was. So
It's wonky.
I mean,
So,
what number is Randy at right now?
14.
He's at
14.
He's at 14 as well.
I just don't see it with his injuries.
Yeah, no, it's not
No.
gonna happen.
If it wasn't for that back injury that literally took him out for as long as he has right now, I could see it, but I don't know now.
Mhm.
And I just looked it up. She's technically at 16 with the NXT Women's Championship being 2-time and the Divas.
See,
She's
like,
at
but
16.
Yeah, I don't think NXT.
I feel like they did that because they didn't think she would get there that fast.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's like whoa.
Yeah, I
Bro,
don't think
we was gonna do this like in 2 years into the future. Calm down, Charlotte. But
I don't think that's necessarily like. I mean, maybe it is a hot take.
no,
but
it's a
I
hot
think
take because
I
I
think
could
so.
see Phil say that on TikTok, and a lot of people would bash him because they
Yeah.
feel like John Cena
Yeah.
would do it.
Absolutely.
I feel
'Cause
like
I'm one of
I feel
those
like we
people.
all-
But like I wouldn't bash him, but I'm on the John Cena
Axel
side
bashes me
because
on a daily anyway, so it's cool.
Yeah.
I just keep it real, man. Keep it real. Stop. But no, like seriously, because if he does say that, like all you would see is no, it's Cena, no, it's Cena, it's Cena. What did Randy
Yeah.
ever do to deserve it? I mean,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, those are
What
children.
did
So
Randy ever do?
You know, there's those
Randy's
people,
fine.
Phil.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, what did Randy ever do? What do you mean? What he done? Like, come on now.
yeah.
It's crazy, but yeah.
I mean, I think he'd be a good choice. I mean, yeah, like you guys said, with his injuries and also just with the way that the storylines are going these days, I don't foresee him holding like that title again. I just think that's not in the stars for him.
It
He's-
should be, but it's not.
He's getting up in there in age, and I think he's kind of not moved on, but like has kind of been forced out of that title picture just because there's so many other stars up and coming. And I can see if he came back, I can see him winning the tag team champions again with Riddle if they want to redo RK Bro. But
I think
other than
RK
that, I
Bro
don't know.
is the era of RK Bro is gone, and I think it should
Yeah.
stay that way. Even though I'm #1 RK Bro fan, but like it's not going to be as special as it was the first time. So why do it again?
Yeah, I guess that's true. But I mean, it would still be nice to have them do a little reunion. But
Oh, for
yeah, I
sure.
just don't know if any more titles is in Randy's future. But you never know.
I would see a reunion happen for like 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden one of them turns on the other, and then it's just gonna
let
be
it-
bad.
Let it end on a good note.
Personally, Randy turns on Riddle, but I don't know. Who knows?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, Alan, are you ready to give your first hot take?
Yeah, see, now I'm in a pickle of what I got one for Ric Flair and I got one for Roman. So I guess
Would you
we'll stick with Roman for now. I think Roman Reigns' title run in the long run is going to hurt WWE because you're already starting to see the grumbling with the stars that are on the roster. One of the things that irritates me to no end being an old school wrestling fan is people comparing his run to Hogan's run from 84 to 88. They're not the same. Hogan's run did not have as many stars that you could say, hey, we're going to put the belt and the hopes and dreams of the company on you. There are plenty around Roman.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been hearing reports that Drew McIntyre may be peacing out. I'm starting to see a lot of grumbling from Seth Rollins. You know, like it's, and then what I think is going to end up happening is when it's all said and done after that long title reign, well, how do you follow that?
Yeah.
What's next? I mean, it took the WWE years to get from under Hogan's run, which is why the New Generation era, among other things, was so bad, even
So
though it
hot
ended up
potato-y.
producing starters. So
Very hot.
ultimately,
I
think it's going to be bad for WWE down the line. It's going to be hard.
Okay.
I'll agree with that if the rumors about what's going to happen in the draft don't happen.
What are the rumors?
Because rumor has it that Roman's going to get drafted to Raw. They're going to unify the two titles and give SmackDown a brand new title.
Ugh.
What?
They need to stop doing that, honestly.
I mean, because realistic,
So,
like
like,
you guys have to understand. Roman has already shown it. Adam Pearce ain't doing shit. And after that, it's only Adam Pearce on screen, so he's not gonna do shit. Triple H shook his hand, so there's no way they're gonna do the give me that title back. They're not gonna do that, because if they could have, they would have a minute ago when Adam Pearce did get involved a little bit with the Usos in the tag team title scene.
Yeah.
When he made them defend both on each show. Mm-hmm. So if anything, that was the time. There's no way like Roman's just gonna be like, yeah, I don't want this one anymore. There's no way to do it. No. He's not going to. So the only way to make it, you just got to unify the bitch. Just unify it. Give SmackDown put all the people who should be champion.
WrestleMania 38.
What happened? But they probably didn't think they would go this far, man. They don't know what's going on.
For WrestleMania 38. Like, but that
But,
doesn't matter. You should have made that happen.
Remember, this is Vince. Remember, this is Vince.
Remember,
this is Vince.
That part.
We're under Triple H now, so
Bury that.
Who knows where this would have went if Vince was still here? Triple H is trying to fix it. He knows the issue. So if that does happen, then you can't use that. You won't be able to. But if they don't and they keep it just the two titles and Roman just keeps stacking and I kind of agree with Petty, because it's like you have so many stars, Gunther, Theory, mid-card champions who should be fighting in the world title scene. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It should have been Seth Rollins versus Theory for the WWE title, not the United States. But Roman has the title. Seth was supposed to win the title, but then Roman got COVID. But you still could have gave it to somebody else. No, you give it to the guy who's feuding with Roman.
Yeah.
So, but we'll just have to wait and see. I'll agree with it if that little rumor doesn't happen, because then it's true. It's like.
Well, I think another way that it's also gonna hurt WWE right now is everyone has such short attention spans. Like, and this long run, everybody's bored. Everybody wants something new. And so I think that's why long title runs don't exist anymore. It could work in the 80s because we didn't have constant wrestling all the time. And so it was special that someone was holding a title that long. But now we're like, we don't want that. We don't want these 3-year-long title reigns. Like, and people are just bored. So I think if they tried to stick with having long title runs, I think more fans are going to get upset.
But,
and obviously, I don't think they care, because obviously they're still making money at the end of the day. But I think it could still hurt them in terms of fan praise.
But at the same time, I feel like it's unfair to say that, because they're doing it with the other titles too. Mm-hmm. Take away the women's tag titles.
Yeah,
I mean,
agreed.
You know, Bianca just hit a year again. I mean, not again, but for the Raw Women's Championship. Theory has had it for almost 250. Gunther's about to hit what, a year?
Mm-hmm. In June.
I feel like that's what they're trying to do, but I do see what you guys mean at the same time. Like, because even when you said it, like 3 years, it's crazy to think that he's been champion for 3 years since COVID.
Well, and then you look
like
at,
that's the thing. Like since COVID,
you look. Oh, go ahead, Phil.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Phil. Or whoever wanted to go.
I'm just saying, in that point, like, long title reigns are cool, but as long as you the thing about me when it comes to a long championship reign is that you gotta book it in the right ways in order to do it. That's just all.
Has to be believable.
Let me grab a little old school analogy to kind of crystallize this. Mm-hmm. SummerSlam is coming up in Detroit.
Yep.
So 30 years ago, SummerSlam was in Detroit, and the poster was Yokozuna, who's from that family, who is the champion. And it on the poster, I bullshit you not, it literally said, "Who can stop him?" What has been the whole thing with Roman? Mm-hmm. Who's gonna beat him? And it's like, you kind of lose your luster if you literally have him run through the entire freaking roster, which is basically what he's done. Hulk Hogan didn't do that because he didn't have an entire roster to run through. There was only a handful.
He just fought the same people.
Right. There was only a handful, whereas Roman has an entire roster. And that's how titles are supposed to work. The title is supposed to be good because you have a champion, but then you have a contender. Who's next? not trying to pin Goldberg's phrase, but who's next? And it's becoming tiresome. I agree with Mary because it's like I'm getting tired of asking that damn question because, especially after what we just saw at WrestleMania, like
I will
that
give you
was
that.
just So that's.
But again, we like I said, we all
Don't
did
even
that
get
to
me started with
ourselves.
that.
We should have saw it. We should have saw it coming.
As soon as I saw Solo waiting for his cue, I just
we should have saw
I
it.
just threw my glasses off. I was like, oh,
Roman
But-
I put so much of my life on the line for that match, and I should have.
You ain't even lose anything. I had to acknowledge Roman. Come on, man.
Your choice, baby. Like
It
no one
is.
made-
I'm
no
a
one
man.
forced
I'm a
you
man
to
of
do
my
that.
word, though. At least
But
people
dude,
know that.
You
At least
saw
people see that.
everything when it comes to me.
I did.
Yeah,
I did. But you see, that's the thing, though. I saw Solo coming through the crowd even before he was waiting for his cue. Because I just always pay attention during the match to everything else because you never know. And I'm looking at this big dude in a hoodie. I'm like, bro, don't tell me, man.
I know.
And then
especially
all
when
I
they
see him
already kicked
is
him out, like-
he goes up to the barricade and goes down. I'm like, it's fucking Solo, bro.
Junior in the comments said he lost $50.
You see, like,
Sorry, Junior.
but
Well-
but with Petty's thing, if they don't do that whole unifying the
as soon as I
title
saw
and getting a
Petty
new
backing
one,
up into the corner,
I
knew
agree with
something was
Petty.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
October
I agree.
17th.
I agree with Penny as well.
because
Yeah.
other
Me
than
too.
Cody, Drew, Seth,
Gunther.
and maybe no, John Cena. Nobody believed he would win. And
Gunther.
Edge. Other than those four, none of Roman's title matches have been believable that the other person
True.
could win.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because I really thought Edge had it at Money in the fucking Bank, but then I was like, wait, Seth Rollins. And then
chance.
Seth Rollins happened, and I'm like, damn.
All right. Well, Maddie, do you want to give us your first hot take?
Yeah, I do have one about Roman, but I think we'll take a little detour from Roman for a second. So that'll be my second one, because Lord, I'm so tired of that man. So I have them written down in front of me. Okay, let's do this one. I think that Damage Control might be one of the worst women's factions of all time in WWE.
Ooh.
I mean, how many
Because
we
Bayley-
realistically had?
Bailey, quite a few. I mean, Bailey she's
Yeah.
meant to be on her own. Io is meant to be on her own because she is probably the best wrestler in the group. Dakota should be like in the tag division because her in-ring skills are nowhere near the level of Bailey and Dakota.
Hey,
No,
leave
and
Dakota
I
alone.
stand by that because she has yet to have a main roster performance where she hasn't consistently been botching and sloppy. So I don't know.
Hey.
She's definitely bringing Io down.
Listen, you want to talk about botches?
Io
We could
needs
bring
to be on her
Riddle
own.
into this.
And Io needs to be
Axel,
on
let her
own.
finish.
Io needs to be on her own, which we're starting to do that. She's going for the Raw Women's Championship. She's obviously probably not going to win. But it's just it's a terrible faction. They've done nothing but lose. They've been randomly put together. They all have charisma on their own, I think. Even Dakota, who I'm not really a fan of, but she absolutely does. But when they're put together, they have no charisma.
Yeah.
I don't care about them. The theme song is absolutely, excuse my French, fucking garbage. And I can't wait till they break up because it's done nothing but demote all three of their careers. Period.
Factions are funny like that. The good faction. I mean, historically, the good factions, they break off and then they become, I mean, the first real major faction in wrestling history that I can think of is the Horsemen. Well, we all know Flair, who I'll talk about in a little bit, Arn Anderson, like a lot of those guys could work on their own. We've seen DX, we've seen Evolution, we've seen The Shield. So a faction can be garbage if it's completely botched on how you put it together because it takes a lot of work. You know what I mean? Like they tried it with the NWO, which worked at first, except they had too many freaking people, and it destroyed a promotion. So I mean,
agree. I'm sorry. When you look at like great factions like the Judgment Day, the storyline, all of their careers, maybe with the exception of Damien because he's completely overshadowed, which is unfair. And the Judgment Day is a fantastic faction that has elevated all their careers. Toxic Attraction, probably, in my opinion, the best female faction of all time because that was amazing. Damage Control is just icky. It's stupid, and honestly, like it's made me I did like Dakota Kai in NXT. This faction has made me really not like her that much because her character is really annoying. Just like, girl, what are you doing? And we're not seeing enough of Io that I would have liked to have seen because she's being demoted and pushed back. Io is a superstar. She's one of the greatest female wrestlers in the world. Why is she being dragged down by Dakota Kai? Why is she following orders from Bayley? She's on her own. She's great, the greatest when she's on her own. One of the greatest NXT Women's Champions. Not the best, but one of. So I just don't understand. It's such a random pairing. I really would have liked to see Dakota and Raquel together on the main roster because they never broke up really, and now they just randomly hated each other on the main roster. It's just like the math isn't mathing here, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I was excited when they first showed up at SummerSlam. Number one, just because I was excited to see Bayley back. And then I was excited because Triple H was bringing people back, and I was excited for that just because I feel there were so many unjust releases.
Dakota, especially,
I was shocked by that. And so at first I was excited, and I really liked them. I appreciate that their ring gear usually always matches, which is something that other people need to do because sometimes the faction just looks like a bunch of random people put together. So at least, they usually have matching ring gear like at Crown Jewel. I loved their ring gear at Crown Jewel. I thought it was I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
They looked like dollar store Power Rangers.
I mean, they had to wear bodysuits, so they had to work with what they were given.
That's true.
And yeah, I mean, I didn't like that they won the titles right off the bat. And then randomly dropped them to Alexa and Asuka for like a week and then got them back. And then, and then they've just been kind of downward spiral ever since. So, I think they had potential starting off and then the momentum just died. And so, I mean, it's inevitable that they're breaking up. Obviously, those seeds have already been planted. So I'm excited to see where they go from here, though.
Yeah, and they never win. At least with the Judgment Day, like you'll have Finn win, you'll have him lose, but they're they do their thing. Damage Control, they're just losers.
Damage Control is not the worst women's faction ever.
What is then?
They are the worst in general.
Ooh.
Oh shit! Okay.
Damage Control died when they didn't have Bayley beat Bianca in that ladder match.
Yeah.
That was the moment. All of them would have had the gold.
Thank you.
Could have went far with it. It was also a point where Bianca's title reign wasn't this long. It was like 100 and something. So you could have done it. No. But once they didn't pull that trigger, Damage Control died. And I knew it. There were probably some people who still thought, nah, they'll do it. And they never did. That's when they died.
Yeah.
And talking about rumors again, apparently they're getting split through the whole brand. One's going to Raw, one's going to SmackDown, and one's going to NXT. The one going to NXT is Dakota.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love her, but she just hasn't. Like, I do see the botches, but it's not as bad. But as far as her character work and everything, she still screams NXT.
Yeah.
So
they might have her go back and win the title. I don't know.
Well, which would be dope.
Yeah, I think she could do well if she went back to NXT.
She could work with Cora, Roxanne, Tiffany Stratton. That was just Triple H trying to bring up one of his NXT babies.
She could try to work with those people.
Yeah.
She don't like Cora. It's cool.
I'm trying to think of other female factions, and obviously Toxic Attraction is there, and then PCB with Paige, Charlotte, and Becky, and then who else was around that time?
But those three factions, as much as I feel about certain one of them, they all three of them did what they were supposed to do for the women's division.
Yeah.
There were no tag titles, so they couldn't go back and forth with those. So their stories were more meaningful. Mm-hmm. It's crazy to hear that when you know how I feel about the Bellas, but I mean, when Nikki Bella was the champion, and her Brie and Alicia Fox were the lackeys, it was pretty funny. I ain't gonna lie, that was pretty funny. I remember a cake getting thrown in Nikki's face or something. But they meant more to what the women's division and now, so that's why you can't really put them in a lower. But damn, bro, there's the tag titles and a women's title. They could have been the first women's faction with all the gold.
Toxic Attraction?
Well, okay,
that's
on the main
NXT.
roster. Yeah.
That's NXT.
I mean, it's
I'm
still
talking main
counts.
roster. I mean, it does. But they don't count NXT for certain things. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just like I said, they died. They died once
I
Bailey
only
didn't
said
win
it
that
from the
title.
jump. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. I don't think Bailey should have beat Bianca.
The
though.
jump.
It was so
Uh,
early that it was
Max.
okay because
That
you could have
just
had
did not.
her win it back.
Yeah.
does anyone else have anything to say about that?
We're covered.
I agree.
Oh, you, Mary.
All right. Well,
I always said when it came to Big Rick,
The Bella Twins are the greatest tag team of all time. I knew it. I knew she was going to say that.
I swear to God, Mary, don't pull that.
I'm lagging so much right now.
yeah, I felt like just a little bit.
I mean, no cap. If there was women's tag titles back when the Bellas was a thing,
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Again, I don't really rock with them, but you was just lying if you don't think they would have been at least 5 times tag champions, bro.
Yeah.
It'd be so good. Anyways,
Well,
go ahead.
my first hot take isn't actually about them.
Go ahead.
I do have one, but we'll talk about that later.
No, we'll save it.
My first one is actually about Miss Ronda. I think she
Careful.
is one of the worst WWE superstars in current history, and she can't cut a
Okay.
promo.
Okay.
She can't cut a promo to save her life. She relies on her UFC MMA background way too much and doesn't learn any like actual pro wrestling, in my opinion. And she's had a lot of really bad matches in recent history. When she first got here, fine. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about right now in 2023, she is one of the worst women's wrestlers on the roster.
I agree with everything you just said,
Facts.
except that Ronda's one of the worst in the history.
No, she said current. She said
I said
current.
current.
Oh,
She
current.
said-
Okay.
See, that's why I didn't say anything because I let her
Current
finish,
history.
and she said
still
current, so I
disagree with
can't. Because I was gonna, if she would have said in history, like, wait a second.
Oh yeah, no. That's
No, I'm not. I'm not
Current
dumb.
easily that.
No, we're not saying you're dumb. It's just that you worded it right
Yeah.
because that these are hot takes. Some
Mm-hmm.
people aren't careful when they say they're hot takes, but you said current, which is I mean, I like Ronda, but
I like Ronda too.
I don't
but
even think
Mary's-
it's a hot take. I
Mary's
think, I
not
think
wrong.
Mary
Appreciate
spits
it.
facts. I don't even think that's.
I
a hot take.
oh, we
despise
got
Ronda.
we got these
I
two
despise
agreeing.
Ronda,
Oh
so I
shit!
think she's
Yeah,
100%.
shit.
I think she's
That's right.
100%.
And she only gets title reigns because of who she is, not because she's
I
good.
despise Ronda, so
It
God
goes,
bless Phil.
it goes to one of the things that has always irked me with the WWE, more so now than back then, which is bringing in people, whether it be MMA, whether it be internet stars that aren't trained, that didn't pay their dues, that don't understand the business. Now, I will go on to say this. Logan Paul kind of made me shut up at WrestleMania because that match was a hell of a lot better than it should have been, but it's always irked me because it's like, how many guys on the roster who have waited their turn, who've gone through the ropes, could have had that moment? And now you have Ronda, who's been bludgeoning the women's division. Mary, I almost want to give you a standing ovation. Like, that is not even a hot take. That
Thank
is
you.
facts.
yeah.
I get a lot of hate on TikTok from Ronda stands. So
That's TikTok.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Uh,
so we're all in agreement on that one.
Well, You're getting a standing ovation.
Ronda stands don't even exist for real, honestly. So yeah, that's
I
fine.
agree with everything you
don't-
said, just
don't-
accept that part about her being one of the worst. I don't
Wow.
know.
Anytime we
But
bring
anything
you Ronda
else- current?
Thunder, it's fine.
Even current, yeah. Everything else is tea though.
Okay.
So
All right. Well, then we can move on. Axel, give us your next hot take.
Oh.
this man clearing his throat. This better be good.
Anytime you want to do Ronda Thunder, it's fine.
Because nobody ever agrees. Because it's okay. I already know who's definitely not gonna agree with this one. And it's okay. She can stay in her corner at the bottom.
Me, bitch.
Whether you like
Damn.
it or not. Austin Theory will be the future of WWE. So if you continue to be watching from now to 10 years later, just get used to his face because it's still gonna be there.
Wait, why would I disagree with that though?
He is the future.
I
I don't know. I saw a video where you didn't sing when he popped up.
Because because I don't think he's attractive.
Oh, that's what it said.
Yeah.
Never mind. But that's still the hot take. That's still the hot
What's
take.
attractiveness, dude?
I can't. I was like half asleep. Okay, like most of the time it's who do you like. Okay, leave me alone.
He's not ugly. I'm just personally not attracted to him. So
No, I just thought it was people you didn't like. I was like, oh damn, when did this happen?
I mean, no, I think he's great in the ring. I think he'd be a great future, but he's not attractive. That's all.
But yeah, 10 years from now, Austin Theory will still be on your television.
I hope so.
You know,
Oh, he's easily the
anything
future
can
of the
happen.
company.
Anything can happen.
Facts.
I think he definitely has the potential. I think one thing that kind of might hinder that a little bit is his size. I feel like he just, because he's not like, you know, as big as John Cena. He's not as big as Roman. You know,
He's
like
bigger than Cena.
How much is he? What's his height and weight?
No
Not
clue.
the
I
body
mean, we can
shaming.
Google it.
He's like
but not to
6'2".
body shame.
Let me try to. What is he like? 6'2", 235? Let me. As y'all talk, let me look it up.
That's,
I mean, it's not
yeah,
6'2". No way.
Yeah, it's size.
I don't know. I said I'm guessing.
Won't
Like,
hurt him. Size won't hurt him. Size won't hurt him.
ooh.
I just think he won't be like the face of
I was
the
pretty
company.
close. He's 6'1", 220. I was pretty close.
Okay,
Okay.
You were
Bill
close.
at
Pretty
6'1".
close.
You want
so-
all right?
So he has the height.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there have been WWE superstars, Hall of Famers, legends that are around that size. Shawn Michaels was 240. Brett was 234. Macho Man was 235. Eddie Guerrero was 220.
Rey
I mean,
Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio.
I love how you know this off the bat.
Oh yeah, I was,
Yeah, that's some
Rey
dedication.
Mysterio
Yeah,
is-
man. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
if anything, I don't think it'll be size, it'd be management. Like, how is he
Mhm.
managed? Because WWE has shown us when they really want to get behind somebody, and damn the rest of us, you know, then that's the guy, and that's how we get that, you know, whether you like it or not, push. So I think that's going to be the determining factor. Do they believe in him? And if they do, how far are they willing to push?
Period.
Phil, do you have anything to add?
I mean, everything that Petty said right there was 100% true.
Took the words out of your mouth.
Like, you guys know me. At first, you're at all on the main roster because I just did not really think that it was going to be worth it. I said the whole thing about the Money in the Bank thing. I got crucified. Y'all know the deal. And in the end, I was kind of right in a way because
Yeah.
he cashed in on a mid-card title, lost it, and then became the mid-card champion anyway. But to me, I always thought that he was the future of the company. They just needed to do the right things in order to get to that place in time for him. The next John Cena comparison, no, I don't really think that's going to be a right kind of thing. But at the end of the day, he's the future. I really do like him at this point in his career right now. So cool.
He already beat Cena, so who cares?
Yeah, but not
He's
clean.
Man,
not-
he beat
He's a heel. What do you want him to do? Give him a hug
I'm
after?
not saying that he
You-
couldn't
you-
beat John Cena.
You,
I had him winning.
so the win against Edge doesn't count either. It's not Theory's fault that Edge want to still
I
dip
never
his
said
dip
that
his
about
sauce in
Edge,
the
did
in the
I?
Judgment Day
No.
and think it's all cool
No.
with Finn Balor. What, it don't count with Rey Mysterio either. Tell Rey to keep his son in check.
I
Like, what do you
never
want
said
from me?
We don't disrespect.
Like
his
he's
job.
a heel, bro. What do you want him to do? Like, you know.
Yeah, but like heels.
Y'all, most of y'all LA Knight fans would have been so happy if he won last week, but he was about to win dirty with them tights. But if he would have won, it would have been cool. It all depends on who it is. It's okay, I know. But Theory's a heel. So at the end of the day, like I said, 10 years, you're still going to see him. I don't know if he'll still be doing A-Town Down or whatever, but you know.
Oh my god.
We'll see. All right, Phil.
Dude. He's still gonna be a future. He's a future piece of company. All right. Speaking about the Four Horsewomen here, I know that's gonna be kind of crazy. Sasha Banks to me, number one out of the four.
Yeah.
I don't care.
100%.
She is the best out of the Four Horsewomen overall, and there's no doubt about it.
That's just facts. I
That-
mean,
that's
That ain't not, once again, that he gets a standing
outside
ovation
the
too.
company and now.
That is not a hot take. That is,
I'm just glad you didn't say
She's
Becky.
legitimately the best one out of all of them.
yeah, she is. No, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
When it comes to Four Horsewomen rankings and everything like that, that always is a topic of conversation. But yeah, she's just always been my number one, and she'll always stay that way.
Mercedes is the best for sure.
Yeah, if you
I mean,
would have
look
said
at-
Becky, then we would have had a
people in my
fight. But...
comments would have been like that too. So who knows?
Look at everything she's doing. I mean, she's introducing WWE
Yeah.
fans to New Japan. She's on The Mandalorian, my favorite show.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
She's
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
doing everything, and she's killing it. I mean, that's it. Period.
Yep.
I thought these were hot takes, not like come in here and agree
Oh
with
no,
people.
no,
Like,
don't worry. I'm next. I got a hot take for you.
I don't.
Okay.
People,
we just happen to agree with these hot
people
takes.
would get
Yeah.
people get crazy though when it talks of four horsewomen. So like
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because all they
Horsewomen
could bring up is
conversations get
Charlotte's
wild at
title
times, and I
reign.
know that from experience.
Mercedes is also the best wrestler out of the Four Horsewomen.
I think Bailey's really good. I think she's
I
underrated.
agree, but I don't think she's better than Mercedes.
It definitely ain't Becky.
All right. All right.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
That's for damn sure.
She's the
All right.
bottom of the barrel.
So,
Worst wrestler is Charlotte, but that's just me. But
am I next?
Yeah, go ahead, Alan.
Next, sir.
So going
go
off
ahead.
the Phil, because
Go ahead,
he
Terry.
mentioned the Four Horsewomen. Let me go to the Four Horsemen, mainly the main Four Horsemen. Woo! I've gotten a lot of hell for this for the last 15 years. I don't care. Ric Flair, post 1980s, in ring, is 1,000% overrated. Not Mike Skills.
Ooh.
Not Mike Skills. Not Mike Skills. He's 1A, 1B with The Rock or whoever, or Cena, whoever, when they talk on the mic. But in ring ability, classic matches, post 1980s, very overrated. I challenged some folks on a video that went viral a couple of months ago to give me 5 great Ric Flair matches in the 1990s, and they couldn't do it. I'll give him his WrestleMania matches with Taker and Shawn Michaels, and he had a couple of good moments, even though most of his work with Evolution was pretty much as a manager and not as an in-ring performer. But outside of the 80s, in-ring, completely repetitive, mid, overrated.
You know, I was gonna say something, but then you gave him the match against Taker, which I feel like that's probably his last great match.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one with Shawn Michaels for
Yeah.
me is more storytelling. Like he just did his basic shit. So I agree with you, bro. Like if you, that's all I had to say was now wait a second, him versus Taker. That was actually, but he was, bro. He turned into another 5 moves of doom.
Yeah.
And
And one dance.
yeah.
He did when he did the little
Yeah.
like that's it.
There are literally pages on Instagram and TikTok that literally make caption videos out of his promos. He is by far probably the greatest on the mic ever, but in the ring, I gave this example. The Macho Man Randy Savage, who we all know to be one of the greatest in-ring performers. I promise you, if you watch any Ric Flair Macho Man match, they're all the same. All the same moves, all the same spots, typically the same finish. Same with him, with Sting and Hogan and Brett. Like, it's all the same. So I'm like, how people really argue, oh, he's the greatest wrestler of all time. How?
You didn't really have to
I don't
wrestle
even-
back then.
Yeah.
The
I
stories,
don't know about you
the
guys,
stories
but-
held it down.
I mean, do you guys put him in top 10 of all time?
No.
No. In ring, absolutely not.
No.
Oh.
In-ring,
in
no.
ring, no.
Oh.
No.
No.
On the mic,
mic,
he's number one to me. On the
heel.
mic. Heel, mic, he's top.
He's top 3 on the mic for me. Maybe not number 1.
Yeah.
He cracks the top 10 for heel managers,
Oh yeah.
even if he sits at 10.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
But that's why I can't fight with Petty, because it's like I go back to when he was tag team champions with Batista. 95% of the match was Batista.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he just did his woo.
Let me talk to you.
I've done my research when it comes to Flair because I'm so freaking young in all of this. Like, but like,
Oh, you calling us old?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
Hey, yo,
close.
Petty, let's get this. No, wait, here we go. Let's get this man.
No.
I forgot it's
Listen,
mirrored.
Y'all want to fight me? y'all want to fight me, that's fine. But like, I've had to do so much research when it comes to Flair. But honestly, the stuff that I have seen of him and everything, I can't really argue with Petty. I can't when it comes to that. So
even in
I'm
TNA,
fine.
like he did.
Even in TNA, yes. Don't even get me started with there.
That one of the last 3 things I said in that video that absolutely I brought that up. And then I also brought up that I don't know if you guys saw this, but last year he had yet another retirement
match.
I'm like,
God, it was so cringy.
It was awful.
like now
So bad,
it'd be anybody else having a retirement match in 2022 who wrestled primarily in the 80s and 90s. Y'all would literally be making mock obituaries with Photoshop and stuff. But Ric Flair always seems to get away with it.
All right, well, moving on to Maddie. Give us your next one.
Okay, let's go back to the tribal chump. So, if it's not going to be Cody Rhodes, and the Seth Rollins fans might come for me, but I don't care. If it's not going to be Cody Rhodes to dethrone him, I think the best option and the one that would work the most to dethrone Roman is Gunther.
I just don't see it. I don't.
I wouldn't mind
I think he's incredible. He's incredible, obviously, in the ring. I just don't see him being the top guy.
I think
don't
he
know.
will be in the main event next year, and I think he deserves it. He's probably one of the best
Next year?
wrestlers on the roster. Yeah, at WrestleMania.
That's what he said. Gunther said that himself. He's like, I'll be in the main event next year.
I mean, he just put on a 5-star match at WrestleMania, which, let's be real, was 10 times better than, maybe not 10 times better, but it was better than the main event.
It was big meaty man slapping me.
Exactly. The best match, probably at Clash at the Castle. And he's got Imperium and the Usos the Bloodline versus Imperium is a big dream match for me. And I think Gunther's a much better wrestler than Roman, and I think
I agree
he
with that.
deserves it. He's probably the best NXT UK champion, maybe not the best Intercontinental champion, but he's killing it, and I think he deserves the world title picture at some point. Why not? Why not?
I already said if Roman, before they even said Roman might get drafted to Raw, I said put Gunther on Raw, and I mean if they got both of them on Raw, I mean. There you go. You could have Bobby Lashley beat Gunther for the IC title or something. Bada boom. I mean,
have him win the Rumble. Have him win the Rumble.
Have him win the Rumble. Yes,
there you go.
That would be.
Win the Rumble.
Let me say it again. I'm old school. I'm old. I'm Fred Flintstone of this group.
OS.
But what she's saying is, I think it has merit because I've seen guys come in to WWE literally less than 6 months, win the Royal Rumble, and be in the main event at WrestleMania. It happened the first year I started watching, so I get it.
I think I'm just annoyed that he broke Ray's record of being in the Rumble the longest.
Oh,
I think Ray should get that.
But he is the ring general.
He's the
ring general.
Do it.
And the thing is, though, they had less jobbers. Like back when Ray won it, like there was more people who just got thrown out quickly, so like the match wasn't as long. Like now, there weren't really many jobbers. There were a lot of tag teams in the. But I mean, other than that,
and he had the best performance in the Rumble and being second to last. He was the first one.
He was number one, bro. Like,
number one.
Have him win next year. Kind of pull like a Rhea Ripley thing where she's the last one, she wins again. Just kind of do something like that. That leads him to the main event, and him winning, even if it's just one title, and have Roman drop it to someone else or whatever. I want to see Gunther as world champion with Imperium by his side, holding the titles eventually, which they should.
Yeah.
And let's not act like he's coming. Champion. Yeah, let's not act like Gunther's coming out of nowhere. I mean, over 600 days as NXT UK champion, so he's obviously already proven himself.
No. It's. I mean, it seems hot until you break it down, and I'm inclined to agree.
He's easily a world champion material, and honestly,
I think that's undeniable.
I wouldn't mind it. I would not mind him coming if it were ever to come to that. But
think of the matches.
And having Imperium as all champions, that would be great.
Think of the championship matches that we will get if Gunther is world title. He'll be defending every pay-per-view because he's not a part-timer like Roman. He's better than that. 5-star matches. Think of all the people he could defend against. Think of the wrestling quality that we will get.
Roman
He's
alone.
breaking Honky Tonk's reign though as an
Think of the
IC
matches.
champion. I'm telling you right now, he's breaking
And-
that reign, and then we'll see.
Yeah. And let me just throw this in. Gunther has Ludwig and Giovanni, but has he won every match dirty with them the way Roman has with Usos? No. In fact, most of his matches, they're not even ringside. He just beat two...
Including WrestleMania.
Including WrestleMania. He beat Drew and Sheamus clean. He beat Sheamus clean at Clash of the Castle. Both of those matches were 5 stars. And where was Imperium? Or the tag team? Nowhere to be found because he doesn't need them. The way Roman relies on the Usos. If Roman didn't have the Usos and Solo, he would have lost the title over 2 years ago.
Well,
Inclined to agree.
speaking of bloodline business, I'll move on to my hot take, which
Okay.
I don't know if it's a hot take, but maybe it is. I think the Usos are in the conversation for top 3 tag teams of all time.
Oh, yeah. Period.
But that would take out either, from me, that would either take out the Dudley Boys or Edge and Christian.
I don't want to see anyone saying the Young Bucks should be on that list.
Well, we're talking about WWE. We're not.
I know. Just saying.
But
for anyone,
the Usos
Oh, yeah,
are top
definitely.
3
Yeah.
if you know,
tag
you know.
teams
I-
in terms of reign, in terms tag team titles, in terms of pure talent.
Yeah.
They
I would say
have
maybe-
they have the best chemistry of any tag team because they're twins.
That's
I would
cheating.
say maybe top 5. Top 3, I don't know. Top 5. But top 3 is arguable for sure. But
I'm
I would
gonna
say
help.
maybe top 5.
I'm gonna help Mary out right now. And let me,
What?
let me get on screen real quick.
Yeah, where you at?
I hope y'all know that the next pay-per-view after Backlash is in Saudi Arabia. So I hope
Blood
y'all
money,
know that
I don't
the
wanna talk about
Usos might beat Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
They probably will.
So if that happens, they will be 9-time tag team champions, and then at that point, you really can't say they can't be top 3.
There's no reason to give them back the titles though. 'Cause
If
we're
they,
just going back in time.
it's up to Saudi. If they want those titles there, and Sammy and KO's not gonna go, so
They don't necessarily have to defend titles on every single pay-per-view though. That's why I mean I don't know.
Roman.
Saudi
Well,
gets
Roman.
Saudi gets what Saudi wants.
But watch
we-
Solo.
They wanted Shawn Michaels. They paid that man $3 million.
Saudi money.
blood money.
That's why I don't
I'm-
blame him.
Need Saudi
mean-
money.
Watch. I wouldn't be surprised. Watch Solo, the interferer, not the enforcer. Give the
The interferer.
Get the Usos the
But
titles
you-
back.
But you see,
I
with
mean,
this WrestleMania, you can't really use that because the
I
Usos
actually
only
use
came
that
in.
for Mel.
The
That's
Usos
great.
only came in because Sammy and KO were out there. So I mean, and again, Cody did it to himself. You here doing a promo with Roman, and you gonna focus on Solo and start beef with him. That's on
Yeah,
Cody.
Solo's
And then you beat him
But Solo's interfered with matches with.
because he got
People
beat
not
because he got
Cody.
personal beef with Cody.
What about
The
Riddle?
Drew McIntyre one, I can't say because that was just like they had no choice.
What about Riddle though? Where's the? There's
I
nothing
mean,
that happened there.
Riddle should have came back, acted like nothing happened. Should have been like, bro, and but he had to stick his nose in Sami Zayn's business, And now Solo's gonna do the same thing again.
I mean, he got rid of Randy, so
should have came back with the scooter talking about what's up, bro, my bongos. But no, I love
could have
Riddle, but
I would.
you're not
love
gonna make me
another-
believe that he can beat Solo. Sorry.
Oh no, that's not what I meant. First of all, I would love to have another RK Broga party. That was so much fun. But I mean, what I'm trying to say is like
Oh
I know
my
what you
God.
mean by Cody provoked Solo to have him interfere, but Riddle never provoked Solo. Drew never provoked Solo, so I don't know if that really stands.
But for this WrestleMania, kind of, I mean,
Oh, for sure, yeah.
but
Well,
other
back to
times,
the point of Usos being in the top 3 conversation.
but yeah,
That's
that's
we really
that.
got
Yeah,
off.
if that happens, they'll be top 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right,
that-
so give us your last hot take.
Me. No.
No.
It's Rusev Day. No.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
Talking
Huh.
aggressive, okay.
These real the bloodline storyline fans aren't gonna like this.
I'm already liking that.
For the love of everything, Jey Uso is not the one to beat Roman. He's
100%.
not. As much as it's so storytelling and this and it's no. Cause then where does that leave Jimmy? Oh, Jimmy could Malik, if you watching, you the one who said, oh, Jimmy could go solo and everything like that. No, he cannot. No, he can't. Because if Jay wins that title, here's what's going to happen. Either they put it back on Roman or he has it for a month, no matter what. And that comment right there is what's going to happen. Jay needs to betray Roman. Doesn't have to beat him for the title. That's not what this is about. It's about being disrespected.
I don't think he's strong enough.
Just like Sammy, as much as I wanted him to win, but in long term, what? So Sammy could win and then lose it in a month too, just for good storytelling? That's stupid. It has to be like a Gunther, somebody that's the future.
Jay's been in a tag team for so
Jay,
long
no.
to where it's like I don't know if he'd be able to stand well on his own as a singles champion. I don't see it.
Can I give you an example of one time they tried to make it work and it didn't?
Go ahead.
And y'all know I'm old school. Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Yeah.
They tried to do it with him. Marty Jannetty. They tried to do it with him.
Marty Jannetty.
They did. They put the IC title on him for like 2 months.
And you see, that's the thing. They had their chance. They could have put the IC title or the US title on Jay before Jimmy even ever came back. No, just the Andre the Giant Battle Royale. Like, if that means a damn thing.
Ugh,
I forgot about that.
that's so bad.
And that's what got him the title of main event Jay Uso. Because he had like one main event match after that. Oh, he main evented SmackDown. Congratulations. So as the Hurricane, Santino Marella maybe. So I don't. If they were gonna do it, he would have had a mid card title first. The one who's gonna get it is Solo, if anything. But Jay's not the guy.
No.
Sorry, Bloodline storyline lovers. It's not gonna happen. If
I
it wasn't
completely agree with
Sammy, it ain't gonna be Jay.
If it wasn't Sammy, it's not going to be Jay. Yeah.
That's very true. That's very
No,
true.
I agree.
Should be, yeah.
All right.
All agree. Okay, well,
I think so.
I mean,
burn it
here's the
down,
thing.
Seth Rollins. I tried.
No,
Now you know what you want a
I
hot take.
think this-
John Cena
I
sucks.
think this
Oh
is
my
just
gosh.
a takes episode, honestly.
Yeah, at
I think
this
this
point.
is just a takes
I'm sure
episode,
other people
not
are
hot.
going to disagree with us.
Yeah.
So.
Go ahead. Phil.
Microwave warmed takes. There we go. Where it's still cold in the middle. You know.
Undercooked takes.
Ugh.
Go ahead, Phil.
Okay. To me, we're
Phil, you
talking
got
Shield
this.
for a second now because I think just going for the Shield here. For my Shield ranking, it goes Seth Rollins as the best overall, then Dean, and then Roman.
Girl, please. No. Sorry. Next.
What?
Phil?
Yeah.
It's
Phil?
Mox,
Phil?
Yep.
Seth, then Roman.
Wait.
Next.
Phil?
No.
See,
Barry and I are saying no.
Muy gusto.
I want
muy
to say this
gusto.
to Phil right now.
While
You,
All
sir.
Roman is
Go ahead.
probably the
Oh, you broke up. You breaking up?
What were you saying, Patty?
It's cutting out a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
What are you saying, Patty? You broke up on me.
No, you
Well,
broke up on
Phil,
us.
You broke up on us. I was gonna say, Phil,
I'm fine.
we're no longer gonna have a match because I no longer have the need to put my hands on you. That was an excellent take.
Bro,
You
that
are
was
my new
terrible.
best friend. You are my new best friend.
Yes.
Continue.
Then I'm fighting both of y'all at 40. I don't care.
I disagree.
You got to make it through SummerSlam, Axel.
Bro, you gotta
Okay.
make it through SummerSlam.
Look it.
I'm the champ.
Even
Oh, and speaking of that, Petty, that match. Me and Sammy are gonna stream the match that Suplex and Minnie had. I
I'm
seen it
fine.
earlier.
I don't.
No,
my connection's
Phil,
been fine
they
this entire time. I don't know why.
I asked
Fine.
Suplex. He sent me the link. I seen it. Y'all are in for a treat. 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific, whatever. Just get ready. Yeah. But anyhow,
Well,
It's all right there.
Phil, I disagree with this hot take. I
100%.
mean,
I do too.
well, Maddie, I don't know if you and I completely agree. Are you a John Moxley fan or no?
No.
All right.
Okay.
So you got Roman?
No, Seth, then Roman,
Oh, yeah.
then Dean
Yes.
/ John Moxley.
Terrible.
Easy
Terrible.
dub.
Tell them boys to go to another company and become a 3-time world champion. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, okay, yeah. Pan to the camera where he's razor blade.
Yeah.
His entire personality is just bleeding.
It's just chaotic energy.
No charisma.
And Seth's character is him just literally being himself and showing that he wears his wife's clothes sometimes when they're at home.
Yeah, because he
And
doesn't
what
have to.
about-
He doesn't have to
Bye-bye,
make
bitch.
anything else. Yeah, literally. Bye bye, bitch.
And what about
He's
it?
so good.
And what about it?
Yeah. Feel good.
That's why he's second.
And Roman is Roman.
Roman's third.
That's it.
No, Roman's
Roman's
second.
mid.
Okay.
Roman's third.
In no
Mid.
world
No.
is John
And actually,
Cena
if you want to,
better than
if you want to go WWE style, I mean, you got Triple H first, then you got Kurt Angle, then you got Moxley.
What?
They were part of the Shield. What are you wanting me
Okay.
for?
Moxley is just
Nah, the Kurt Angle thing was hilarious, but nah. But if you want to go strictly WWE, which is fine, it's Seth Rollins, then it's Roman,
Mhm,
Yeah,
then
period.
It's Dean.
yeah. If
Period.
we're sticking at WWE, then yes. Easy. I mean, if we're
All right.
sticking at AEW, then it's the same. So
Yeah. Alan,
No, it's
go
not.
ahead with your last hot take.
Now, I don't
we
even
go.
know if this is going to be a hot take.
Here we go.
It's been warm takes, but I want to give a warning to Rock fans,
Oh.
Undertaker fans, whatnot. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 4 flag bearers. So here, let me put my number here. There are 4 flag bearers in the history of WWE ever for right now. 4. Hulk
Careful.
Hogan,
Uh-huh.
Bret Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and John Cena.
This man,
You lost
really
me.
this
You
man really
lost
tried to
me.
throw Bret Hart into this.
Don't
Lost.
Axel, don't get me started.
Over
Alan-
Undertaker.
Alan, I'm here
Okay,
too.
whoa.
Over Undertaker though.
Yes,
what
yes.
about Shawn Michaels?
No,
Okay.
sir.
Let me clarify.
Okay, go ahead.
Those guys fall under the Bret Hart tree, just like Triple H, just like The Rock. They would fall under the Austin tree. I'm talking about the leader of that particular WWE era. That doesn't make them not great. Shawn is the greatest in-ring performer, but Shawn was never the leader. Macho Man is an all-time great, but he was never the leader in the golden era.
But
The
he had
Rock-
Slim Jims.
Well, he didn't get that till
Okay.
1993. And here's something you probably didn't know: the Ultimate Warrior actually got it first. So yeah, you look it up.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So when I mean flag bearers, I mean the face of the company. They may not have always been the best, but they were the face at the top of the card. Everybody else kind of fell under them, but they're still Hall of Famers. They're still great, but there have been 4. Those are the 4. Sorry, Rock fans. Sorry, Edge fans. Sorry, Undertaker fans. That's my hot take.
Who the fuck would say Edge?
Yeah. I
Well,
know,
cool,
anyone
because
can
Edge
do it.
falls under. Hey, I'm just saying because Edge falls under John Cena. To my example.
Okay.
He
yeah.
fought Hulk Hogan, you said?
No, I said Edge would fall under the John Cena tree.
Oh,
using my example.
like, yeah, when he was old. I'm like, like what would
No,
that
I
mean?
just can't put a crybaby in that category. Sorry.
He's the most important superstar in that post Hulk Hogan.
Damn.
You don't have to
He's
like
a,
him.
I was
he's a
gonna go-
crybaby.
He is. He is.
Damn.
Listen, Axel, can I tell the story?
It's your story, brother. Go ahead.
So I went and got a signing. I got a magazine signed by him,
Hmm.
and at first everything was great. This is one of my favorite magazine covers. And then when you go to those WrestleCon, they've got a handler, who takes the money and oversees, and he just kind of looked over and he's like, "Yeah, everything was good till he screwed me." I'm like, ah. That's why I had to put my sunglasses on. But as much of a crybaby as my favorite wrestler is,
It's
he
like
is, he is that important to the history of WWE.
it's like, bro.
I don't know. I never understood it, and
Like,
maybe
I
that's
get it.
just me.
It's just for me. It's the pettiness in the situation.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
like
she's
you
the
already
most.
came back
Yeah.
to WWE, and we're supposed to believe that you and Shawn Michaels and you and Vince squashed it already. Like, I don't know if he understands how much that did for his fans. Like, it's behind you now. Here goes Petty thinking like he doesn't like as long as somebody's a Bret Hart fan or somebody, they won't bring that up.
Oh no!
And it comes from his mouth. Like, bro, come on, your fans don't want to hear that shit.
Well, to be fair, him and Shawn Michaels and Vince McMahon. Well, Vince doesn't take a lot of interviews. Him and Shawn, whenever they are interviewed, anybody, whether it be Logan Paul, Sam, what's his name? Any interview they're ever in, it is always brought up. Any interview. So,
but that's what I'm saying. Like you being who you are, it's always going to get brought up by other people. So your fans are always going to watch your interview. So like, you think they want to hear about that shit at a signing?
Yeah. No,
I know this is before you got screwed, but you were the champion. Like, remember what's on the cover, you dick.
Yeah. Hey, I was so glad Alex was
he got me mad. He got me mad for Petty. Yeah. If he would have did that to me, I would have been like, you know what? Just sign my shit. I don't even want the picture, bro.
Yeah. Crybaby or not, he is that important.
I mean, if you do look back, I mean, his whole entrance, the commercial, Brett. I mean,
yeah.
Well, more so, he introduced the ladder match. I
thought that was Shawn Michaels and what's his name?
No. That was the first time it was on pay-per-view.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you some homework after this.
Hey, I take homework on wrestling. I'm good.
Yeah. Like, and he's the one who actually recruited and got Steve Austin. That created the Attitude Era. The Montreal Screwjob, which he won't stop crying about, actually thrusted the Attitude Era, and the WWE has never shut its doors since then. So yes, he's mid on the mic. He can be a crybaby, but without him, we have no WWE today.
All right. Well, I disagree respectfully.
Me too.
Respectfully.
So,
but I see where you're coming from for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all.
All right, Maddie, go ahead and give your last hot take.
This one's not really. This is probably my least hot take of the ones I've had. But honestly, it just kind of was popped into my mind. I think the best choice. I feel like a lot of you guys might disagree with this, but the best choice to dethrone Rhea Ripley, not anytime soon, but when it's time, should be Shayna Baszler.
Girl.
No.
I can't.
No. Hold on.
I can't.
No.
Shayna
should be Bianca.
But I mean, Shayna and Rhea had a great feud in NXT for anyone who knew the NXT and the Black and Gold. Rhea was a great choice to dethrone Shayna. She was not as great as a champion as Shayna, but she was the perfect choice. Shayna should have beaten Becky for the Raw Women's Championship. That's kind of just a fact. And kind of like the way Rhea has history with Charlotte, the way she has history with Shayna. Shayna pinned her at Survivor Series 2 years ago. And they're just kind of on, I don't know. I just feel like Shayna's a great choice. First of all, she deserves her women's championship reign. I mean, where the hell is it? You might say her time is gone, but okay, you could say that about a lot of superstars. So I think the Queen of Spades deserves her moment. I think she needs to break away from Ronda Rousey. Mary, I'm sure you might agree with that. And I think she's great, but she hasn't been given a chance. So,
I mean, she's been given a lot of chances, in my opinion.
On the main roster? Where?
What do you mean the last, 4 years?
Her and Nia Jax were tag team champions.
And the best.
No, I mean, too. For me, here's the thing. Obviously, Shayna Baszler, I think a lot of people hold on to her NXT days because she was, the killer Shayna Baszler. But if you look at the last, 2 years, it just hasn't been hitting. It's just not that good. Her matches have not been that good, and maybe that's not 100% her fault. And like I've mentioned before with her injuring people and things like that, I just think that I am one of those people who think her time has passed. And I know you love her, and I respect you, Maddie, but I think her time has passed.
I don't think so. I mean,
I agree with that.
She murdered everybody in the Elimination Chamber but on the WrestleMania when she got the chance to face Becky, which she should have beat Becky, and even Becky agrees with that, by the way. I think the reason why she hasn't been given the chance she deserves is because they just want to keep pushing the same women, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair. I 100% stand by Shayna should have beaten Becky Lynch for the title, but they didn't want to for some stupid reason. Is Shayna the best in the ring? No, not in comparison to the other girls. I didn't like how Liv Morgan beat her clean because and Shayna could literally snap Liv Morgan like a twig. And I would like to see, Mary, you're going to roll your eyes, I would like to see her win the tag titles with Ronda, although it's not necessary because Shayna's already a 2-time tag team champion, so it's not necessary. And I'm fine if it doesn't happen. I don't really care. I like Shayna much better on her own without Ronda because she's not, I don't know. Shayna's a credible threat on her own, and I think you could say her moments past, but again, you could say that with a lot of people. So
100%.
I think she deserves it, period.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have anything to say about it?
I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'll say to you what you said on my show. I respectfully disagree.
All I gotta say about that is maybe Triple H, maybe it'll be different.
You never know.
But they gave Nia Jax the world title before Shayna Baszler, and it's like, you know,
which was a fat mistake.
That speaks for itself. Like, I think that's where they saw Shayna. Again, maybe with Triple H it'll be different.
I hope so.
But I ain't mad that Shayna Baszler beats Rhea. I mean, she's believable.
Not anytime soon, of course.
No.
But
she would be believable. If not Bianca
100%.
Belair, you know.
She's already pinned Rhea, so...
Or Raquel.
That too. Yeah, I agree with that.
Raquel needs a little bit of work. I love her to death, but
You
she needs
just
a little
mad?
bit of
You
work.
just mad because she got that back. That's
Okay, but she lost her arms, and I'm upset about it.
Because it's all about that back, you know.
I saw somebody say that her entire personality is just having a back.
She has a back, like, you know. I don't have one, you know.
Hey, I don't got a nice back like her, but
Yeah, me neither.
It was
Alright.
way better in NXT though.
There you go.
I don't know.
are you guys excited for my last take?
There we go.
No.
Just when it involves the Bellas, obviously.
No.
And I came with receipts too. Came with receipts. Okay. The Bella twins, Nikki and Brie Garcia, are the most influential female WWE superstars in history. Point blank, period.
I don't know.
And I say this, hold on, I say this because they were both champions. They were the stars of 2 reality shows. They got their own spin-off reality show. And I'm saying influential. I'm not saying the best in WWE. So they've been in music videos. They have a wine collection. They have a clothing line. They have a podcast. They wrote a book. Nikki was one of the judges on America's Got Talent Extreme. They have their own dating competition show that they're going to be hosting. They are the most influential. Nikki was on Dancing with the Stars. They're the most influential WWE female superstars in mainstream media.
None of those things make them influential.
No,
Yeah, it does.
I got this. All right. So
Having a
everything you
dating show does not make you influential.
So
And they're
everything
not-
you
I
said,
didn't even know
right?
the dating show was happening.
so
Yeah,
every,
it's happening.
No one
So everything-
cares.
everything you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bianca Belair is about to do that and some.
Yeah.
Wait, okay. She's going to have one reality show, okay, with her and Montez. Okay.
For the time being.
Don't
Just
act
like
like people
that.
actually watch
You act like everybody thought it was gonna go that far with Total Bellas. It got to the point where they really had to start bringing in the guys a little more than they did.
Yeah.
Okay, but they still had
They
two
had John
successful
Moxley.
shows.
They had Moxley getting his hat snatched or something like that. Like, come on.
If you
Nikki and Artem also had their wedding stuff on E. I'm saying in mainstream media, they are the most well-known female WWE superstars.
there's a difference between well-known and influential.
But it is because they're inspiring other women to be business owners.
To marry already successful men. No offense.
Yeah, but let's not say they're not. It's not like
AJ Lee wasn't lying when she dropped that pipe bomb. I'm just saying.
I agree, but let's not act like they're leeching off the men because they're not.
I know I'm dead.
No.
But you know.
But there's
No, they're not.
there's nothing. If you want to talk about influential twins, we could talk about the Usos. But
I'm talking about in mainstream media. Like the Usos haven't really done anything outside of WWE.
yeah, but having a cooking show and a dating show does not make you a good influence.
How?
You know?
So, you can literally do whatever that you put your mind to. If you want to start a clothing line, you can start a clothing line. If you want to start a wine collection, you can start a wine collection. If you want to write a book, you can write a book. And it doesn't matter that they're not the brightest bulbs in the fucking lamp store, but they can still write a book.
They could drink pine, but they don't.
But did they actually write that book?
I mean, yeah, for the most part.
Ghost Rider.
Did they have really much involvement in their wine company other than the name? Probably not.
Yeah.
But do you know?
I mean, they make it appear as they do. But name another superstar, another female superstar who has done all of the things that they have done.
But they.
Now, it depends on what you mean by influential, because we can go by eras, and you can argue that Trish Stratus, Kelly Kelly, and Stacy Keibler were more influential for everybody because of what WWE was back then. Playboy. I'm just saying they was on everything.
Okay,
That's
because
that was on entertainment. So I mean, but I just
Lita is 10 times more influential than them.
What has she done? I love her. You guys know she is
There's a
there for
difference.
me.
Lita has inspired women from the heart. The Bellas have a cooking show.
Yeah.
That doesn't make them influential. That just makes them well known and popular in media.
Yeah, why she keep saying it like that?
I'm sorry. Like I don't even dislike the Bellas. But
well, guys, if you got a cooking show or a wine company, you are not influential at all.
Yeah, you don't influence shit.
Second. There's a difference between well known and influential. Period.
Okay, but you could say that for influencers.
Well, I think the term influencers is stupid.
Also, having WWE attached to your name kind of helps you in a way.
Yeah.
It's not like
but they
let's see what happens now since they're no longer Bella, they're just Garcia. Because they no longer have that WWE attachment. I mean, you think that does nothing, but you'll be surprised.
if we get a tag team down the line, or just a big time woman star, and she gets interviewed and she says she was influenced by the Bella Twins to get into professional wrestling, that I think would go to Mary's point.
Yeah. But how many women on the roster have you heard that say Lita is their inspiration?
See,
that's because in the current era, all of the women are already, in their late or in their 20s and 30s. We're not talking about little girls who are going to be going into NXT in 10 years. The Bellas might be their inspiration because they started watching wrestling because of Total Divas. A lot of women and girls started watching wrestling because of those shows, and I don't think they get the credit that they deserve for that.
I don't know if there's much credit to give them.
I don't agree, but god damn.
I guess this turned out to be the hottest, most contentious.
Good thing it was the last one, because we already at an hour 17. So
yeah.
I'm just saying, no other female superstar has done all of the things that they have done in such a short amount of time. And
I don't think so.
On era,
there are women that are.
No, that's not true though.
I mean, because Stephanie McMahon. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah,
because once she became the boss on TV and everything, from being Triple H's nothing and Vince's nothing to being in power, I mean that was influential. She was on comics. She was on the lifting shit with her father, like
Howard Stern.
I remember that. That was a weird interview.
I don't think being on dancing shows and cooking shows and having someone ghostwrite you a book makes you an influence and makes you well known. Doesn't make you an influence, makes you well known. There's a difference. That's my main.
Like I said, it's my hot take, and I think they influenced the generation. But that's just me.
No, and I totally respect you, but the underlining is that notoriety and influential are two different things.
There you go.
Well, everyone has their own interpretation of influential.
I guess so.
I'm just saying, none of y'all's faves have done all those things. Anyway,
she about to.
Lita, Trish Stratus.
We ain't gonna care about no Garcias.
Bailey.
Yeah, Bianca's gonna do it.
Garcia.
Junior said,
versus Maddie at SummerSlam. Hey, can I be the referee?
Nah, it'll have to be.
Because we got our match coming up, bro. You ain't gonna have time to be a referee.
It'll have to be at Mania 40.
Are you going to Mania 40, man?
Hopefully. I mean, we'll
Okay.
see.
Now it's
Axel?
on
It's a year from now, so we'll
Axel?
see.
What's good?
I'm gonna tell you like my man said back in the day.
What's
This
good?
here is what it's all about.
What's good,
And
bro?
unless you have this, you got nothing.
Listen, it's cool though because it's my time to get that. Because you know I've been on the mid card scene for a while, you know. So I'm gonna take that from you.
Like,
I'm gonna take it.
I mean,
And the
you
thing
can't-
is, you're not even gonna see it coming because you do all this, right?
I'll
That
leave
don't
it
do
at this.
nothing.
I'll leave it at this. You can't say mid card without mid.
And you can't say Bret Hart without mid either. But you know,
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
no, you can't. No, you
You
can't.
can't say Bret
All
Hart
right.
without Crybaby. No, that's
No,
that's
no.
different.
We're not going
Mid
back
is
in time. Let's
mid
not go back
heart.
in time.
You know, mid heart.
Well, some feuds have been started today, and we'll see
love
where
you,
they
Mary.
go. I
Yes,
love you
sir.
too.
Yes, sir.
But thank you guys
They sound
so
down.
much. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Alan, for joining us today on the Meet Us in the Ring podcast. Thank you to everyone who was in the chat and giving your hot takes and for watching the whole way through. We appreciate you. Once again, I am Mary the Heel. Follow Meet Us in the Ring on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe to our channel. I will let everybody retell their socials and we'll wrap it up.
No, you chill.
As always, Yanko on top, A-Town down. Acknowledge the head of the table because we do not call another grown man a tribal anything.
Tribal.
And make sure there's like it said there's like 10 or 11 of y'all. Hit that subscribe button. If you don't, I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna drop kick you. That's it.
Period. Phil.
Thank you guys for having me again. Follow me on my socials, __ on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. We'll be doing another episode for Monday, so for tomorrow actually. So let's get it going. Talk to you guys soon.
And as we move on and take off, Petty Endo 89, both Instagram and TikTok.
That's his
I am-
age.
Ah, hush it. Here I was born. You ain't gonna get that when I get you in that ring. I am the TikTok Wrestling Federation champion. I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
The T.
We bow. Well, I am Maddie at IZ Persephone on
You
TikTok
put it
and
upside
Twitch.
down there, bro.
All my
There
social
you go.
media links are in the link tree in my TikTok bio. Follow Meet Us in the Ring on TikTok, Instagram, and subscribe, and Twitter. And thank you guys for coming out. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Phil. Always a pleasure. Put that Prime bottle away. And it's been a great episode.
Thank you guys. See you next time.
All
Drink
right.
Prime.